U.S. goes into their zone attack, and nothing easier than finding David Robinson down on the low block for a deuce.
Magic Johnson making his return to the court following his dramatic All-Star Game appearance in Orlando, taking most valuable player honors, and now for the Olympics after sitting it out following the disclosure that he was HIV positive and has looked sharp here at the start. It's a 4-on-2. Perez for the pull-up and rebounded by Jordan. Oh, a bullet from Magic to Barkley.
They had so many interchangeable parts. That time, the defensive
They
rebound
clicking,
by
baby.
Michael Jordan. Basically, Jordan so far just trying to shut out Perez defensively and get 1 or 2 rebounds. Has done very little offensively, but he triggered the fast break with the outlet pass.
Abreu. And rebounded by Johnson. Barkley from Bird. Barkley on the move.
And that time, the defensive rebounder was Magic Johnson, who starts the break with the outlet pass. Barkley finishing once again.
The United States with a 23-9 lead. Gilbert went to the hook. Johnson sweeps the ball. Magic for Barkley. United States 25, Cuba 9. And Chuck Daly getting set to make some substitutions. Karl Malone, John Stockton, and Chris Mullin will check in. Barkley has 12 points in this first half. And Barkley fires through Robinson. David Robinson will go to the line. He was hit by Andres Gilbert.
Well, Magic Johnson can either make it a spectacular pass with a cross-court diagonal look to Charles Barkley with the dunk for a finish, or he can make it very simple. Keep the ball as long as possible to the last second, make the defense commit, and then just...
Robinson to the foul line.
With that starting unit for the United States team, you have so much flexibility because Larry Bird, as we know, is a great defensive rebounder. We know Robinson runs the floor so well, so Chuck Daly can let Robinson take off and be the first big man down the floor, let Jordan and Barkley fill the lanes on the outside, and then you got Bird, a great three-point shooter, trailing at the end, so it gives you all kinds of options to do offensively in transition.
And Cuba has also made wholesale changes. Barkley remaining on the floor. He's the high man with 12 points. Angel Caballero with the ball out, being guarded by Scottie Pippen. Ball fumbled by Richard Matienzo. Mullen got a piece of it. Caballero. And he's fouled by Pippen. And now Clyde Drexler to the scorer's table, and he will hear it as he enters. Standing ovation for the hometown favorite, Clyde Drexler of the Portland Trailblazers, replacing Charles Barkley. 5-second violation. Inbounds violation. Apparently Chuck Daly wanted Clyde to check in all by himself to hear the applause from the crowd. Malone was fouled. He was fouled by Burrell. That is his first. Well, they changed the call. Felix Morales picks up the foul. Felix Morales is 39 years old. He's been on the national team since back in 1974. There he is. Represented Cuba in the Olympics in 1976 and 1980. Played in the Pan American Games in 75 and 79, and did a good job last night, instrumental in the comeback against Canada.
He got left-hander, got a few big buckets for him, some big rebounds, and a couple big defensive plays, particularly with block shots.
Burrell guarded by Mullen. That's Morales with the ball. Puts the ball on Karl Malone. Felix Morales hitting on a turnaround. United States 27, Cuba 11.
Now, this group on the floor for the United States team, if you think about it, has really 4 people who at different times for their squad during the regular season act almost as point guards. Tremendous passing ability, a high skill level.
Foul was committed by Morales. Timeout has been taken. 11:42 remaining in the first half. United States with the big lead. leading this afternoon for Earvin Magic Johnson. 5 assists in his stint here in the first half. Even his teammates were curious to see his condition after Magic sat out this entire season. That's a subject we discussed with him.
They wanted to check me out, and that was fine because I like that. I love the pressure coming in, letting everybody see where I was, and I think they were kind of surprised at the shape I was in, and that I could still do the things that I'm used to doing.
He also mentioned to us that getting up at 5:30 in the morning, starting his weight training program at 6:30 in the morning, then playing games at 9:30 in the morning. This was a motivated person. He knew coming into training camp, in any less in excellent shape, he was going to be looked at as well as more to this than meets the eye. He wanted to be the best he could be coming in to start practice.
Shot clock down to 10. Malone was rejected. Malone for 3. And the foul called on the United States. The U.S. squad now with Stockton and Drexler in the backcourt. Malone and Pippen up front. Karl Malone is called for the pushing foul. The United States 27 and Cuba 11. It is the debut for the U.S. Olympic team. They had a week of practice in La Jolla, California. Road camp with much praise for the college developmental squad that scrimmaged against them. Foul on Drexler. The Collegians providing a wake-up call with a win over the NBA Stars the very first day, but the Olympians came back very strongly. Won 40 points the next 2 days. NBA players, though, had much praise for the Collegians. Stockton with a near steal. The air ball handled by Malone. And here's Pippen on a 3-on-1, finding Stockton.
You see that? Y'all see that, right?
You talk about
Damn.
decision making. The ball is outlighted to Pippen, who we know
feel
can
me?
lead a fast break and finish as well as anyone. But he realizes that Stockton
Hey, just so y'all know, I don't own none of this, but we doing the live though. You know, copyright disclosure. I do not own none of this,
Now back to the scrimmages
but
against
we
the
doing the live.
players. Most of the NBA players came away praising Chris Webber. They were so impressed. Also, according to the NBA guys, Bobby Hurley of Duke removed any doubts as to whether he can play in the NBA.
The pressure of the U.S. defense. Pippen up in the
He like,
paint.
nah, I ain't
He
worried
just
about
not gonna
that.
Get an easy pass, entry pass either way.
However, the United States throws it right back on the turnover, and Caballero was blocked. Angel Caballero blocked by John Stockton.
You were saying Hurley, any doubt erased about Hurley?
Yes, the NBA players were extremely impressed.
They felt that each one of those guys that played on that developmental squad is going to have a terrific career down the road in the future in the NBA. They all played very, very well. Put together only 2 or 3 days prior to the U.S. team coming in. They had worked, practiced, and prepared the things that Chuck Daly and his staff asked them to be ready with. Zone defense, 3-point shots especially.
United States with possession following a 3-second violation. With his first field goal, the United States with a 32-11 lead.
Due to the injury to Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone is actually playing the center position for this second unit of the United States team, with Pippen and Mullen playing the forward spots.
All diving for it, but knocked it out of bounds, and Carl hears it from the corner. There's Patrick Ewing, who suffered a dislocated thumb, jamming his right thumb against the rim during practice this past week. Went up for a shot that was blocked by Malone. The thumb will remain in a splint. He'll miss at least the first 3 games of this tournament. Forced shot thrown up by Machidel. And last touch by the United States. Even if Ewing misses the entire tournament, it's expected that he'll be ready for Barcelona. Machidel with a 3-point field goal. Alberto Machidel, 48-year-old and court man, a member of the national team in Cuba since back in 1983. A reach-in foul call against Cuba. Let's go over to Ahmad for the report.
All right, Marvin, as we were looking at Patrick Ewing a little bit earlier, when he hurt that thumb, he said that it really gave his chance for his ankle to heal a little bit better because his ankle was still hurt from the playoffs. He was one of the guys that showed up down in La Jolla with a bucket of ice, carrying it around, soaking his ankle at every single opportunity. So this bad luck, I guess, turns out into a little bit of good luck for his ankle. Mark?
Arnemon and Chuck Daly said that for the Tournament of the Americas, not concerned about the backup center position, even though David Robinson is making it back from that surgically repaired thumb. As you mentioned, Mike, he has Carmelo at the center position, and also will go with Christian Laettner at center.
And Laettner has really played very, very well in the practices for the United States team. First of all, you don't realize that he's taller than you might think he is. He's a very big player, and Minnesota got themselves an outstanding prospect in Laettner.
Christian Laettner, number 1 draft pick, 3rd selection overall of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Mullen deflected out. And you see right at the start the unselfish play here by the United States team. Earlier in the week during practice, they were actually guilty of overpassing, trying so hard to do the right thing. This is Perez who made his return. Fast break, puts it by himself. 36 and Cuba 14, just under 9 minutes left in the first half.
Well, I think Scottie Pippen said it best. He said there is nothing for us to prove individually on this team. The only thing for us to do is win a gold medal and do it collectively as a team. And there's no question that's what they're setting out to do. Share the basketball.
Mullen gets it. Chris Mullen of the Golden State Warriors able to finish off the break 38-14. The United States on top. Morales guarded by Malone. Richard Matienzo, 6'7" forward, one of Cuba's top rebounders. Stockton with the look.
Oh.
United States 40 and Cuba 16.
Damn, 40 to 16.
Defense. Go from man-to-man over to the zone, and zone back to man-to-man. When we catch him in between, that's what's going to happen. It's not going to happen.
40 to 16. Well, 40 to 18, yeah. Damn.
40, 18. Mullen for 3.
43.
Chris Mullen, a member of the 1984 gold medal winning team in Los Angeles, has had the hot hand. He now has 7 points.
Again, the understanding. Drexel with the open shot, a short three-pointer, instead gives it up to Mullen, a better perimeter shooter.
And it's Richard in the end zone. United States 43 and Cuba 20. United States right back to the court here tomorrow night. They will play Canada. Tuesday they go up against Panama. Here's Malone, and he is fouled.
If you see the United States team moving,
Man, they look like teenagers down there to
He
them.
practiced Chuck Daly yesterday would yell out the number of passes they had to throw against the zone defense before
They damn near look like teenagers compared to these niggas, man.
Getting out in front, point
You know what I'm saying? You see that?
United States.
Look at that.
This
Look
is a
at
story.
that.
104 to go first half.
It
Commanding
was a
lead for
story.
the United States. For Michael Jordan, low-key first half has not scored. Michael so accustomed to being the star, the focal point. Now he's one of 12 standouts. And I talked to him about
But
that.
I accept that. I want to be just a part of the team. I want to be just one of the boys. I don't want to stand above none of these other guys. I just want to be on the same level with these guys. So I'm not looking at myself to be the guy to carry or the focal point of this team. I just want to fit right in with the other 11 guys and be a part of the team.
Michael coming off another storybook season, winning his 3rd Most Valuable Player award, taking MVP honors in the NBA Finals once again. And he, a key member and captain of that 1984 gold medal winning team for the U.S. in Los Angeles.
And before Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were named captains of this team by Chuck Daly, he went to Michael Jordan, sat with Michael and talked to him about that selection. Michael had mentioned to Chuck, look, I've had my opportunity to do that. It's no problem for me to step back. These guys have been around the NBA longer than I have. The respect factor there from Michael towards Larry and Magic is tremendous. So It's not a problem for Mike. He understands what winning's about.
And Chuck Daly did not want to slight Michael Jordan by naming Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, the co-captains. Michael said he had no problem with it. Interesting that Chuck was sensitive to Michael on this. Then again, the thought of having to coach against him for another few years might have told him it was the smart thing to do.
Exercising a little wisdom.
Finding Pippen, and it's a charging foul. Scottie Pippen is called for the personal, and he is shaken up.
And when he looked up at Carmelo, not a lip reader, but I think he said to Carl that I missed the shot. He was concentrating so hard on making the basket that he was wondering if he at least got the bucket in, but it rolled off the rim.
Substitution for the Cuban team, Lazo Negrin, about to check in. The hand for Juan Caballero, who was injured in that collision. Caballero involved in the collision with Scottie Pippen.
Chuck Daly can't believe that an offensive foul was called that time.
The ball goes back to the United States. 6:40 remaining in this first half. United States leading by the score 45-20. Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, Ahmad Rashad, Quinn Buckner from the Coliseum in Portland. Stockton with an open three. And back comes Cuba in the red and white. Rojas. Eliezer Rojas. USA with a 45-22 advantage. Karl Malone is now operating at center. Pippen able to save it at the timeline. Malone off a double team. And Pippen able to get to it. Knocked out of bounds by Caballero.
You know, the biggest decision for John Stockton is which player do I want to pick out that's most open. Once he puts it on the floor and dribble penetrate, he's got 2 or 3 people open each time.
Drexler penetrating, yes. And it counts. That time, Stockton found Drexler.
Well, if you're going to play a zone, the idea is to try and force the team to shoot from the outside. But when you let dribble penetration like this take place, then you're really not accomplishing very much defensively.
The foul on Felix Morales. And that is his 4th personal. Drexler with another 3-point play. The United States 48 and Cuba 22. Cuba finished 4th in the Pan American Games last summer. They are the youngest team in this tournament. The United States, incidentally, is the 2nd oldest behind Brazil. The U.S. average age is 29. Stockton called for the foul. That's his 2nd. And Richard Matienzo checks back in for Cuba, replacing Felix Morales. So Morales departs after collecting his 4th foul. And now, the starting unit for the U.S. about to check back in. How would you like to be Miguel Calderon, the Cuban coach? You're down 48-22, and now you look at the starters along with Christian Laettner, who will come on for the first time.
Well, let's talk about the coach for a second. He was appointed.
Man, they really sold that guy.
Took this team on a tour of the U.S. 0-11 against our collegiate teams, but they played some very good ones. Michigan State, UNLV.
Timeout call. We'll be back in a moment.
Shading would be.
Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird all posed for a future cover shot for Newsweek magazine. Now, this is the scene that took place at the shoot.
You can't get too close to Michael. It's a foul. You ever committed a foul in almost a year and a half? Man, I hear you talk. My goodness. I don't think you ever found out of a game. When do you ever found out of a game?
when you talk to each of these players, the number one thing they mention is the fact that, yeah, the basketball's been great. They've been working hard, but it's the camaraderie that's developed between this group. And some of them are just getting to really know some of these other guys on a personal level for the first time because they're isolated so much during the course of the regular season that they're able to share some personal time, which they really appreciate and enjoy.
Andrew Johnson telling us earlier he didn't realize that Patrick Ewing had such a sense of humor because whenever he sees him on the court, he has that the look, the game face. And a pushing foul is called as Leitner received the ball along the baseline. Rojas called for the foul. Now, I have not personally heard any of Patrick's one-liners. Magic assures me they're knee slappers.
How would you like to be not yet a rookie in the NBA, almost there, and you get your first assignment on the floor, and the coach tells you, okay, go out there with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, and Larry Bird, and be the fifth guy on that unit. Not bad, huh?
Leitner has reacted well. He's been very well liked over the course of the week of practice. And he'll help lead Duke to 2 straight NCAA championships. The college player of the year and getting his first minutes of the game. The United States with a 50-22 lead. Jose Diaz with the step. And Leitner goes down. It's kept alive by Rojas. And he turns it over. Let's go over to Alon.
All right, Mark, I was talking to Michael Jordan about Christian Leitner. He said not only does this guy have tremendous range as a shooter, but also a tough mental set, and he also feels that Christian is a very knowledgeable basketball player, having played at Duke. He said that's what's going to take him a long way in the NBA, his knowledge of the game.
The Cubans back to the offense. Tienzo was
If you're wondering why the Cuban team is able to ball fake and get inside the U.S. defense as often as they have, a couple reasons. One, the United States understands that they have the shot blocking ability to change or block shots close to the rim. Secondly, Chuck Daly has placed such an emphasis in getting out and guarding the three-point line that as soon as the ball comes up above the shoulder to look at the rim, our guys are running down people to make them put it on the floor.
first appearance at the free throw line for Cuba. Coming up at halftime, the Kraft Halftime Report with Bob Costas, and Bob will visit with the mailman Carl Malone to talk about the Dream Team. Bird shaking off the three. Jordan from downtown. Barkley missed on the tip. Also at halftime, we'll catch you up on the Olympic qualifying tournament in Europe. Coming up on 4 minutes remaining in this first half, and the United States leading by the count of 50 to 24. Leitner from Johnson. Yes, and it counts. Another assist from Magic Johnson.
Well, you have a 6'9" point guard looking through this porous defense of Cuba, and then you're finding a guy in Leitner who has great hands, the ability to convert down low inside. The last trip down the floor for the United States team, prior to this one, was the first time they faced the half-court trap that the Cuban team uses occasionally. They used it last night against Canada. It was effective in changing the tempo of the game in the second half, and that time, the first time they used it against the United States.
My man of the game is Charles Barkley with 12. Magic Johnson with 6 assists. Goodell, brought it by Jordan. This is Rojas, played by Barkley. Shot clock at 5. Here's Diaz for 3. And Leitner off the ball. Leitner. Barkley on the follow.
Defense is contagious. I have not seen Charles Barkley get down and defend this well and this hard over a sustained period of time in quite a few years, to be honest with you. But when you're around other people working that hard, it happens.
Well, Diaz trying to go behind the back, trying to slip through, and he's called for the traveling violation. 9th turnover for Cuba.
Yeah, with the American assist.
United States with only
Hand on the
3.
ball.
They have pitched a shutout in this first half. They lead 55-24. 3 minutes remaining in the half. Bird again passing on the 3. Leitner for Barkley. And he is fouled. Foul called on Montienzo.
That last time, Christian Laettner normally would have taken that shot from the deep right-hand corner. It was wide open. There wasn't a defender within 7 or 8 feet, but that's the sharing the basketball attitude that this team has right now. He gives it up to another U.S. player hoping for a better shot. They wind up with Barkley down low in the paint, now going to the free throw line.
Charles Barkley, you'll recall, was cut during the Olympic trials back in 1984, a team coached by Bobby Knight, but Charles says the trials actually gave him a chance to play his way into the top 5 of the draft. We talked about this earlier this year and thought he might have some shots to take at night, but that's not the case.
No, in fact, he was very, very honest about the fact that in the end, when you say to Charles, should you have made that team? He says, no, I should not. It was the right choice by them not putting him on that team. Very upfront and honest about it.
2.5 remaining in the first half. Macedel and Barkley with the rebound. It's a 4-on-2. Jumps it. Barkley couldn't handle it. Here comes Macedel. And the back shot is put home by Nagin. Lazaro Nagin. United States leading 57-26. Cuba coming off the last second victory last night. A come-from-behind effort against Canada. Bird with 3. Hitting his second from downtown. He has 10 points.
That was just to make sure that nobody thought he didn't have his NBA three-point range. He got way back behind this three-point line and knocked that one down.
Yes, the three-point line in international play, 20.5 feet as opposed to 23.9 in the NBA. Michael Jordan popping it down to Christian Laettner. United States 62 and Cuba 26. We approach 1 minute remaining in the first half.
Ooh, he got around him.
And the foul call on Bird. That'll send McLean to the foul line for Bird, his second. Well, 4 weeks from today, this United States squad will make its Olympic debut in Barcelona. We are assuming they will qualify for the Olympics in Barcelona by roaring through this tournament. And that game will be seen in its entirety starting at 12 Eastern Time. That is 4 weeks from today. Out of this field of 10 countries, 4 will qualify for the Olympics. It is a round-robin tournament that will go right throughout the week. These are the clubs that have already qualified. A rare turnover committed by the United States. Another look at it, Spain, the host country. China, Poland, Australia, 4 from the European tournament, and 4 more from the tournament of the Americas here in Portland. Jordan with the steal, and that is his first basket.
Michael Jordan already in this first half of basketball has jumped out in the passing lane, 4 different opportunities, anticipating where the next pass was going and getting a hand on it.
Remaining in the first half. Laettner for Barkley. This is Diaz.
Too much pass.
Ball goes back to the United States with 11 seconds left.
Another case of the U.S. running at the shooter behind the three-point line. Magic that time, making a defensive rotation, forcing her to put it on the floor.
Bird for 3.
Bird for 3.
Larry Bird from Magic Johnson to conclude the first half.
Man, they're getting their brains beat out.
So Chuck Daly heads back to the locker room with the United States in its opening game in command to the tune of 67-27 at halftime. Coming up, Bob Costas, and Bob will be visiting with Carl United States 23 for 36 from the field, 64% shooting. Cuba at 35%. U.S. 17 of 20 from the free throw line. Have the edge off the boards, have the edge in every department, and the 67-27 lead at halftime. The 40-point differential is the biggest lead of the ball game. Now, if you're Chuck Daly, what do you look to do in the second half? Do you try to keep the score down? Can you keep the score down?
Well, first of all, you have to let the players play the game. They've worked very
Good right now.
Yeah, this is a little bit different than regular season. I don't think we're ever ahead, but I'm feeling good. I thought we played great defense. When we rebound the ball and run, they're going to have a hard time staying with us. And I thought we rotated the minutes pretty good. That's the hardest job.
A little bit of pressure off now that you've started to play, knowing what it's going to be like.
Yeah, it feels better until you find out exactly what's going to happen. But the guys have been terrific. We'll start a different lineup here the second half. We're going to be rotating through lineups. We'll find out more about who can play together. And we want to come out with good intensity and play good basketball.
All right, thanks a lot, Chuck. Good luck to you. All right, Miles.
All right, and Chuck talking about rotating the minutes. He has gone with a combination here to open up the second half. David Robinson, the lone starter, will jump center, but he has Karl Malone and Chris Mullin at the forward positions, and Clyde Drexler and John Stockton at the guards.
So you take the one starter from the starting unit in Robinson and you move him in with the second group that came on the floor. It allows you to move Karl Malone back to his natural power forward position. And you take another look, a different way of playing this game, Chuck, with a number of combinations obviously possible.
The second half is underway in international play. There are two 20-minute halves. Mullin for a straightaway three. Another three-pointer for the United States. They now lead 70-27 for Mullin, his second from three-point land. And the foul is on Drexler. United States now 5 of 9 in a three-point shot. Cuba 2 of 9. This is Gilbert, and he lost it. He tried to back in on Robinson.
The problem is you get the ball down the low post, you start to back David Robinson in, and then you say to yourself, where am I going with this?
Malone was hit. Fouled by Lazaro Burrell. Lazaro Burrell is only 19 years of age. There he is, number 11. One of the youngest players in Cuba's national program. He averaged 17 points and a team-high 9 rebounds at the Pan American Games last summer.
In an unusual coaching decision in last night's game against Canada, in these games, 5 fouls and you're out. Not like the NBA, which is 6. Burrell last night picked up his third. Coach left him in the game midway during the first half. He then picks up his fourth. Has to sit out the rest of the first half. Comes back in and plays through the game without picking up another foul.
And he came on strong in the second half, a major contributor in that comeback against Canada. United States with a 72-27 lead.
Yeah. Damn, that was great. That one was still. No.
Never even hesitated. He knew that Stockton was gone. Just laid it out there with a behind-the-back flip for the easy deuce.
Foul committed by Robinson, a block of Gilbert. That's 2 on Robinson.
Covering for one another defensively, making things happen. As soon as Drexler picked up the ball, he knew that Stockton was gone.
Cuba back to its starting unit. Burrell and Abreu up front. Gilbert the center. Diaz and Perez at the guards. Gilbert not able to hit. Rebounded by Robinson. Drexler for 3. And back comes Abreu. Here's Perez. Cuba's best all-around scorer. He averaged 21 points at the Pan American Games last summer. Only 2 of 5 to this point this afternoon.
He's an explosive player who plays in streaks. As David Robinson shows his versatility by ball faking, putting it on the floor to the basket. Perez last night, 20 of his 22 in the second half.
Damn.
Last touch by Robinson.
The big man, David Robinson, with the ability to step out and put it on the floor. One dribble is all it takes for David to get it to the basket.
Here's Perez trying to get into one of those streaks that you mentioned. Muller able to clear it out. Look away pass from Stockton. That's a combination that the fans here in Portland are accustomed to seeing with the rivalry between Utah and Portland. Karl Malone and John Stockton able to team up. Muller with a steal. Stockton as Muller goes the other way. Knight was trailing the play, and Stockton set him up perfectly. John Stockton, and who led the league in assists and steals, leading the NBA in assists for 5 straight years, averaged just under 14 assists per game. Abreu with the bucket, and the United States now leads 80-32. 3 minutes have gone by in the second half. Marv Albert, along with the czar of the telestrator, Mike Fratello, Ahmad Rashad, and Quinn Buckner from Portland. The U.S. men's Olympic basketball team making its debut here today. Shot clock down to 5. Robinson will go to the line.
Let's go back a moment ago for the United States team. The transition game. Stockton knows his big man, his partner, Karl Malone, the mailman, is going to be running down the middle of the floor hard, so he's always looking for him. And then when you think he's going right, instead he goes left to Clyde for the finish.
Foul was committed by Gilbert. That is his 4th. And David Robinson having his difficulties at the free throw line.
Well, we're talking to David yesterday. We mentioned the conditioning factor and then the surgery on the thumb, how much of an effect. He said, well, it's not 100% right now. He said, but it's healed well enough that I can still run the floor and block shots to help in those ways.
Nice backdoor feed. Abreu not able to hit. Muller for 3. And back comes Perez. Lining Diaz. And Cuba will maintain
Such
possession.
air.
The hand, which was repaired, the scar to David Robinson, surgery done during the regular season, and David on his way to recovery, not quite 100%, but feeling pretty good.
And there is Kerry Tarkanian, who will be handling David Robinson as the new head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. Robinson underwent surgery back in March, and he's still playing with a splint on his left thumb. Stockton able to jump out for the steal. Malone for Bowen. Felix Morales trying to get back, but it was a 3-on-1 break. United States now leads 82-32.
What's happening right now with the Cuban team, you've got each of the players talking to one another about, look, throw the pass a little higher, throw it a little harder, throw it over here instead of over there, and that's what tends to happen. The pressure defense like this can just discourage teams, take them out of everything they're trying to do.
And Drexler leads the break. Stockton. Now, Mike, during the course of this week at the Tournament of Americas, we will see stronger teams than Cuba. Cuba did come up with a surprise last night. Last-second victory on the 3-pointer by Diaz to beat Canada by 1 point. United States will go up against Canada here tomorrow night. But is this the pattern we're going to see? Will it be all blowouts for the so-called green team of the United States?
There's no question on that this team is far superior to the other team as far as the basketball abilities of the players. But you mentioned that there are stronger teams. The Brazil team is very big, very strong, a very experienced international team. Puerto Rico as well feels that they play well against the U.S. players.
84-32 lead over Cuba. That's the time remaining. The only concern of Chuck Daly as he approaches this tournament, the distribution of minutes to make sure that everyone is happy. You take a look at the average minutes per game of this all-star studded squad during the course of the regular season.
First of all, the NBA game is 48 minutes long. Here they play two 20-minute halves, a 40-minute game. Each of these players on the U.S. team has been the focal point of their respective teams, so they're called upon to play the majority of the minutes for the team to be successful. Here, with a shorter game and with the talent that this U.S. team has, it will be interesting to see how the minutes are split up, and probably will wind up in many of the games almost down the middle with approximately 20 minutes per player.
Particularly in this tournament with the prospect of a host of blowouts to come. David Robinson now 3 of 6 from the free throw line. We went back to the archives to check this out. The biggest point differential ever for the United States in Olympic play, 72-point spread back in 1956. The U.S. defeating Thailand 101 to 29. The United States team that included Clyde Drexler. So Clyde has 12 points. Back in 88, the U.S. walloping Egypt by a pretty good margin. That 56 team included Bill Russell and K.C. Jones. Perez. So the United States leads now 88 to 32. 6 minutes gone by in the second half. And it's gotten to the point where it, as you saw that the easy layup by Clyde Drexler, it has been that simple in the second half. The U.S. now leading 90 to 34.
When this USA, another turnover taking place, when this USA team comes out and applies the defensive pressure, it can break the spirit of a lot of basketball teams because it's going to have the ability to score so many points in just short, quick spurts.
The United States with 31 points, cashing in on turnovers. Cuba with only 2. Perez and Robinson able to control off the boards again. The U.S. on a break. Stockton. It counts.
The long outlet pass takes place, and when you can outlet the ball to the half-court mark, you know you're going to get your players out on the break, and a big man like Malone running the floor. Stockton and Malone, a combination that Chuck Daly wants to keep together as much as possible on the floor.
Miguel Calderon, the Cuban coach, now making changes. Massive substitutions. Miguel Calderon played for the Cuban national team. He was a member of the squad that upset the United States in its opening game of the 1971 Pan American Games in Colombia, South America. There's Miguel. That loss prevented the United States from gaining the medal round, while Cuba earned the bronze that year. This is his first international coaching experience. Took over the coaching duties only 8 months ago. That basket will not count. Points, 10 assists for John Stockton. Magic Johnson with 8 assists.
What the hell was he doing?
With the rebound, fires down. Here's Drexler for Robinson.
Man, they just pummeling there.
37-34.
They just pummeling there. It ain't even that, you know what I'm saying? It's not even a real contest, yo.
Well, going into this competition, there were
Damn.
basketball people who said no question it would be a series of blowouts. Drexler again and the foul. But I don't know the severity of this type of blowout was expected because I think if
They outmatched. They playing kids, basically.
Right now, I think he would say yes.
There's not a whole lot you can do. It's very frustrating for a coach because you understand you still have to come back and play your next game tomorrow. And the objective of the coaching staff is to help the team as best they can to advance and move on to the Olympics.
Yeah, he
So
laughing like this shit a joke.
I have a real good chance of beating this team, but I've got to win the rest of my games.
Miguel giving the impression that obviously there is nothing that can be done. A lane violation was called, so Drexler got the second opportunity. 12 minutes, 11 seconds.
He know like this shit is nowhere near it. Look, 100 to 34.
100 to 34 lead.
God damn, homie.
With the thought that a timeout was called, and that led the United States team to head back to their bench. But the officials wave it off, and play will continue.
100 to 34. That ain't right, man. How they do them like that?
Magic and Michael and Charles, those guys who are on the bench, they still have to come back into the game yet.
And the Cubans are back in action tomorrow afternoon. They go up against Panama. United States, Canada tomorrow night. That's the final.
Man, they just got that guy on
Got a
the
piece
keys
of
like
Alberto
that.
Machadel. Number 5, David Robinson called for his third, and now a timeout is indicated. 11:57 remaining in the game.
That shit terrible. 34 to 100.
This Olympic Showcase is brought to you by Schick, proud sponsor of USA Basketball. Schick,
That
we're
shit
changing
terrible.
the face of shaving. By Converse, it's what's inside that counts. And by IBM, officially.
The Cubans 33-7. In the second half, they led it in the half 67-27. They have a 6-6-point lead. Alberto Machadel on the free throw line. Just under 12 minutes remaining in the game. Larry Bird has returned along with Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan. Magic Johnson. And that won't count. So Michael Jordan with his most explosive move of the day, but he was fouled before the attempt. Hit by Caballero.
Well, I think everyone in this building has been waiting for Michael to do something explosive. Unfortunately, the whistle takes away the opportunity.
Barkley trying to go back door with Pippen. You're watching Cuba get wiped out here by the United States. It might be difficult to fathom, but if you have a club that would be more competitive, what would the coaching strategy be to try and pull an upset against this United States squad? Mike, if you're the coach of the other club, what do you do?
Well, first, I make some big trades if it's possible. So try to find some guys hanging out that can play. You try to control tempo as best you can.
Who said go try to find some people hanging out that can do
Use
this?
more time off the clock when the U.S. has the basketball by giving them one look and change another, maybe changing back. The next thing, offensively, milk the clock, take the 30-second shot clock, run it down as low as possible, and hope for a very high shooting percentage evening so that you're knocking all your shots down, putting pressure back on the U.S. team. But looking down the road, two teams that should be very competitive teams, the Croatian team and Lithuania, both of those teams like to get out and run. So it's not their style to really, run the shot clock down.
Juan Caballero, the brother of Angel Caballero, called for the foul, and the steal by Angel Caballero. Jordan behind him. United States up by the score of 100 to 37. Hardly the last time the U.S. played a major international basketball game, the opponent was Cuba. That was last August the 17th, as you see Jordan draw the foul. And United States beat the Cubans 93-74 to win the bronze medal. Earlier in that tournament, in the preliminary round, the Americans beat the Cubans 92-88 in a game that was every bit as close as that score indicates that United States team featured 12 college players, including 6 who were drafted in the first round this past Wednesday. Crispin Laettner, Jimmy Jackson, Walt Williams, Clarence Weatherspoon, Adam Keefe, Tracy Murray all on that squad. Nice fake on Jordan. Good play by Juan Caballero. United States 100 and Cuba 39. And Cuba has actually unleashed 5 unanswered points. Scottie Pippen. The high man of the game, Clyde Drexler has 17. Charles Barkley with 16. Karl Malone 11. Chris Mullin has 12. Larry Bird has 13. Jordan able to break it up. John Stockton with 11 assists. Magic Johnson has 9.
Normally that cross-court pass would have gotten through to an open teammate, but with the ability of Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen to cover so much ground defensively, that's what many of these players have not seen in the competition that they play against. The athleticism, the fact that they cover so much space on the floor and then so quickly.
And the foul call. It's on Caballero. Address incorrect on the announcement. They said foul on Jordan, but it's Caballero. Bird open. Yes.
Actually, Michael Jordan wanted to throw that pass to Charles Barkley, who had just set the screen for him and rolled to the basket. Michael got up in the air, and the last second, when the defense rotated across and cut off Charles, he knew Larry was in the right-hand corner, just dropped it off for the open jumper.
Pippen with the steal. Couldn't hold on. Knocked it out. Able to recover. Last touch by Bird. 8 on the shot clock. It is a 30-second shot clock in international play. Rojas. And Bird with the rebound. Gets to Pippen. Pippen over Jordan. Through the foul.
Scottie understands that Michael will be there. All he's got to do is lay it on the floor. Michael will catch up and then protect with the body when trying to concentrate on the shot.
So Jordan to the line, fouled by Machadel. Well, 6 players have been able to win an NCAA title, an NBA championship, and a college championship. The 6 including a fellow by the name of Quinn Buckner. Nice setup. And it was finished off by Matienzo with just under 9 minutes remaining in the ballgame. Barkley posting up. And he was hacked down the play. So Barkley to the line. Michael Jordan, Quinn Buckner, Casey Jones, Phil Russell, Jerry Lucas, and Clyde Levellin stand out at Kansas before going on to the NBA. They have managed to win NCAA, Olympic gold, and an NBA championship. Barkley to the free throw line. Charles Barkley leads all active players in field goal percentage at 57%. In fact, that is second all-time behind Artis Gilmore, who's got 58%, but Artis was doing it for the most part close in.
Yes, the 6 players. Mike could be one of the guys hanging out here trying to do some more things. Add his name to that list. I know it's a tough question.
I would not either. Mike, it's so simplistic. I would not even give it a shot.
Magic Man, Johnny A's that list of 6.
I was there when you were talking about it.
Early too much time.
Oh, you're trying to fake this. A little fake quick. 8:20 remaining of the game, and the U.S. leading 108-41. Jordan off the fake.
God damn. out, y'all.
To a second option. And the U.S. lead 110-41. Morales. Look out.
That's crazy.
Michael was determined to make something happen here to get the crowd a little bit more involved than they've been. So how about a little double clutch pull away from the defensive man and gets it off the
Damn.
rim and backboard. Jordan with the pullback.
Excuse me.
Concentration.
Excuse me. Let me get that.
And knock it down.
Give me Jordan and Barkley for Ewing and Monk.
Jerry West. And Jerry, in 1960, you guys dominated in the Olympics, beating all your opponents by an average of 40 points. I think this team may outdo that.
Well, I think so, and particularly with a collection of talent. But not only that, when you have talent like this, talent's willing to play together, and I think it's very evident out here. Many times they almost pass up each other as they normally take, but it's fun to watch them play, and I think this is going to be great, not only for basketball worldwide, but I think the NBA fans would love to see something like this, and that's why everyone's so excited about this team.
And that's why we're here watching too. And
Well, we've been asleep for a while now.
Jerry, thanks a lot. Back to you, Mark.
All right, about Jerry West, the general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers. 7.5 remaining. In the game, the United States with a 110-43 lead.
And the U.S. is showing a little zone defense right here, working on some of the things that Chuck was able to put in practice yesterday for the first time. A U.S. zone defense, he had to put it in because he had to work against it.
Leonardo Perez hitting a three-pointer. Magic Johnson able to come right back. Easy penetration for the Magic man. United States leading 112-46. Give it back to the starting backcourt of Jose Diaz and Leonardo Perez.
United States use a little 1-2-2, 3-2,
Ball behind the back feed. Pippen takes from Jordan.
Mm.
And the United States showing pressure on the inbound. Gilbert being hounded by Barkley. And Barkley out of the pack. Barkley all the way. Drill a foul. Charles to the line. We'll go to Quinn Buckner.
All right, thanks, Mark. I'm here with JoJo White. And JoJo, you played on the 1968 Olympic team, but I got to ask you, have you ever seen a group that plays as well together as this group?
Boy, this is awesome. It's almost embarrassing. You look at the score. It's really exciting for the fans to see this magnitude of talent all together to perform for the United States. So it's kind of incredible, and we're seeing history make.
What is the thing that sticks out the most about this team to you?
Well, I think the guys themselves are excited about representing their country, and for the first time, we ever had our pro team pitted against the other country's pros. So it's very, very exciting. I don't really see any competition at all.
Well, I tend to agree with you. Well, thank you, JoJo. Back to you, Mark.
All right, Quinn JoJo White, one-time Boston Celtics star, stand out of Kansas, and Olympic gold medal winner. Foul committed by Barkley. Indy, Abreu, checks back in, replacing Lazaro Burrell. The only given player in double figures, Leonardo Perez, with 10 points. The high man for the United States, Charles Barkley, with 20. And 39-year-old Felix Morales on the free throw line. The United States now with a front line of Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and the backcourt. Last touch by Pippen. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the game. The Tournament of the Americas beginning yesterday here in Portland. 4 games taking place. Overall, the top 4 teams will advance to the Olympics in Barcelona. Magic trying to hit Barkley. And back comes Gilbert. Put up with the steal. Pippen from Barkley. Preceded by the look away from Bird.
Well, I guess they decided that it's a little bit of a showtime right now for the U.S. team. Making the extra passes, Jerry. Wes mentioned a few moments ago, sometimes overpassing the basketball, but having fun doing it.
And Larry Bird has certainly enjoyed the afternoon. He's hit 6 of 7 from the field. He has 15 points. Bird has hit 3 from three-point range. Scottie Pippen to the foul line. Two-time All-Star, one of the NBA's most versatile players, and who has redefined the small forward position. Chuck Daly telling everybody how impressed he has been with Scottie Pippen. Not that he did not realize that Scottie is a terrific player, but as you know, Mike, when you see guys firsthand in practice, sometimes you get a better appreciation of the all-around skill.
A much greater appreciation when you're with them every day in practice and you see how hard they come to play. In any other situation, practice, how they're getting conditioning and getting this stuff down. And Chuck, a big fan.
Felix Morales showing us the left-hand pop. The United States leading 118-49. They led 67-27 at halftime. Bird from Pippen.
This is all just playing right now. The structure part of it is gone. They're playing smart basketball, freedom to move on their own and play in the half-court offense that time. Real back pick and then move to the basket wide open and then the look and pass, the conversion back there.
Well, Perez showing that shooting touch that we talked about earlier. That's a three-pointer, his third of the game. He now has 13. Another three attempted. Here's Barkley over Morales, who could just shake his head afterwards. So Barkley, the high man, with 22. Substitutions about to be made. A new 5 entering for the United States. Bird trying to keep it alive. Deflected out of bounds. And a timeout has been called with 3:46 remaining in the game.
When someone at 6'5" picks up the ball you don't expect, he's going to take it and dump it over the top of you. But Sir Charles certainly can.
As another member of the 1936 U.S. Olympic basketball team, UCLA's Frank Lubin.
Thanks, Mark. I'm here with Frank Lubin, who did play in 1936. We talk about international competition. It's from Lithuania, one of the teams that everyone says can compete with this American team. This is the Godfather. Frank, what do you think about the Polish playing?
Well, first off, I think the United States, what I've seen of them today, they're too good for anybody to compete with them. But I must mention my role in one of the teams that might give them a scare. I coached in Lithuania for 3 years after the first Olympics in 1936, 1939. We won the European basketball tournament. Myself, I was player, captain, and everything. Scored the particular basket to beat the former champions by 1 point. And then all my students thereafter were absorbed by Russia in 1940. I had to get out of the country. I stayed there for 3 years coaching. And so, but Russia, not known to have the basketball team in 1952, absorbed the Latvians, the Estonians, and the Lithuanians, and they gave the Americans a scare in Helsinki. They gave them the score was by 11 points. They lost to the United States. And going on in history, a lot of my students were coaching, and today, whoever beat the United States in the Olympics in 1988, do you know? I know about it. Oh, you know all that history. 4 of my Lithuanians were on that Russian team. Today, they've got their independence. Lithuania, a small nation of 3 million people. They've got all these Lithuanians back from Russia and playing for Lithuania now, including Marcellonis, Sabonis, big 6, 7 foot 2-inch man. And they beat the Russians last night by 30-some points. They won to make it 54 points, showing that that's how long Russia dominated over the Lithuanians.
but they didn't quite reach it. But they're a dominant factor in this. Okay, well, Frank, I don't mean to interrupt you. We want to get back to this game, but we hope that Lithuania does well. They'll get a chance, hopefully, to play the Americans, and we'll see if they come on. Thanks a lot. Mark?
Frank Lubin enjoyed our program. Well, if Patrick is not available, maybe Frank wants to join us here at the NBC microphone. Frank, a star at UCLA and a member of the 36 U.S. Olympic basketball team, a host of the Olympians in for a gala dinner here in Portland on Friday night. 2:35 remaining of the game. Nice follow by Caballero. Stockton getting down. It was all set to get Frank the close. He could have taken us right off the air.
Get on down to that OG rhythm.
Chuck Daly now going with Leitner. With Malone and Malone up front. Stockton and Drexler in the backcourt. Alberto Mancurel. The United States now leads 127 to 57. A 70-point differential.
God
Well,
damn.
look at the Miller Genuine Draft play of the game that's taking place in the first half. Off the save by Michael
Man, that
Jordan
was-
going behind the
Ooh.
back, finding Larry Bird, and he's able to hit the three. By Drexler. That gets the crowd going.
Damn. He said, why you trying to come up here with that? Don't come up here with that. You said, don't come up here with that, man. Eee.
Stockton, it counts, and the foul. Assist number 13 for John Stockton of the Utah Jazz. Rojas called for the foul in sprint, so he is fouled out. Eliezer Rojas picking up number 5.
Well, earlier in the game, when I looked at the stats monitor, I realized the U.S. team was shooting 71%. If you're coaching the opposition, you say, well, they'll cool off eventually. I'm looking at it right now, and they're shooting 72%.
And it's been a combination of outside shooting and made it easy opportunities allowed to penetrate right throughout.
Size and strength, not even a matchup with the Cuban team against the U.S. front line.
A 72.
Look how small that dude is. Come on, man.
Ever for the United States in Olympic competition was a
That's crazy.
72-point margin over Thailand, 101-29. That was back in.
That Vic look like he just getting over puberty. You know what I'm talking about? Look like he just getting into this shit. He got him out there playing motherfuckers like Karl Malone and fucking Charles Barkley. Come on, man. I'll be honest. Two ruffians. Not in a bad way, but on the court they're ruffians, man.
And he's followed up. Stockton on the recovery. Malone is fouled. And the crowd enjoyed the ball movement on that sequence.
You wonder how they know where the next guy is, but it's that court sense, the awareness of the entire floor, and then when you try to make a great save, you just lay it out there and you hope that your teammate continues to run hard and gets it on the line, and that's what's happened a number of times with the U.S. players. That just before, Karl Malone went up to try and make the lay, he delivered a little fidgetiness, but I'll bring you in the form of a left elbow to his chest.
15 points for Karl Malone, 5-time All-Star. He and John Stockton leading Utah to the Midwest Division title this past season. And they were defeated in the Western Conference Final by the Portland Trailblazers. Here's Caballero. Abreu, able to keep it alive. Montanel. Got a piece of the glass. Stockton ahead of the field. 134 to 57. Half minute remaining. All right, the United States goes up against Canada here in Portland. tomorrow afternoon, Cuba will face Panama. A chant of USA from this crowd of 12,000 plus at the Memorial Coliseum. 10 seconds to go. Nadeem putting the move on Nolan. Along with the
We want one more play. It ain't finna happen.
That will wrap it. Drexler. Yes, it does.
Man, they did them people in. That's terrible.
Well, the crowd loved the conclusion. The final score.
That's terrible, yo.
136.
You feel me?
And Cuba, 57.
We finna see what else we can get into with this sitch. 57, 100, what's that? 36? God.
Brought to you by Visa.
Man,
And a player of the game, by way of the
Of
Portland
course.
Trailblazers, Clyde Drexler off the bench to hit 8 of 9. He finished with 20 points.
man. You
and
see what he
7
did to
assists.
them people
Actually,
like
you
that?
should have taken your pick. A host of stars, the U.S. men's Olympic basketball team, as they defeat Cuba by the score of 136-57. We'll be right back.
That's just fucking embarrassing, man.
Jake.
Fucking embarrassing, man. Oh, yeah. That's just fucking embarrassing. Gee, look at that shit they did to them peoples, man. That's crazy. Fucked up. We ain't going nowhere yet, though. We still looking at shit. Excuse my language. Let me put this card up in here. Get this cord up in here. This cord. Unplug this cord in the wall. Plug this cord in the wall. Plug this cord in the wall now. Stop all that. We ain't going like that. Yeah. Fucking beating, man. Oh, man. Yeah. Shit up, them people. Yeah. Oh, shit like them people. Damn. You know, shit up, them boys. Oh, they can play China 96? Okay. China 96, huh?
The 7-foot center stand is the Great Wall of China. And tonight the wall is up against the living Olympic model.
The wall.
The sport is faster, higher, stronger. Faster is David Robinson, 95 MVP and a 92 Dream Teamer. Higher is Hakeem, the man when Houston won back-to-back titles, and the NBA best in 94. Stronger is Shaq, just your ordinary 300-pound rim-bending teddy bear. Robinson, Olajuwon, O'Neal, a dream team within the dream team of the 3 best centers on the planet. Quite easy. While basketball has made the world smaller, China's task tonight is global in scale. Tonight, USA Basketball's Dream Team takes center stage on TNT. It has been another spectacular day in Phoenix, Arizona. Triple-digit temperatures, and we're at
Triple-digit
the
temps.
America West Arena, the home of the Suns, for the third stop on the Dream Team's pre-Olympic tour. 19,000 plus have jammed in here to get out of the heat and catch the fever of the Dream Team as they take on China. One Xiong Hao, Wang Yingdao, Tai Yong-gu, Washa, Ernie Johnson.
I've either said hello or I've insulted an entire nation. Hope it was the former. Glad you're with us tonight. Dream Team 2 is to be likened to three of the hottest movies of the summer. It began on the weekend we celebrate Independence Day, and it was a U.S. scare for the Dreamers.
Today, we will put aside our differences with the Chinese government.
Come back and win by 6. The story on Sunday.
Today, I, George W. Bush, will not be at the game personally for obvious reasons. I will be watching at home.
Here tonight, a woman who is no stranger to the Olympic basketball stage. Cheryl Miller led the U.S. to the gold medal in Los Angeles in 1984. Back in the days when everybody had to have a blowout, did it hurt, obviously. Working to its fullest potential. Cheryl and his that's fine, as you always will. You've seen the first two games of it from the sidelines. What are your impressions of the Dream Team?
Well, putting aside their near-death experience against the select team, I have been impressed. The practices are starting to heat up. Kickers are flying, which is a great indication that these guys are serious about playing now.
The United States and China will be in the same group when the Olympics begin 9 days from now. The U.S. has its first game 10 days from now. Let's go down to the guys who are going to call this game for us, the inseparable pair, the bilingual pair of Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown, guys.
Thank you very much, Ernie. And when talking to Lenny Wilkins, who told us in English, I might add, that after looking at the video of that tough win against the select team, he said, I got sick, and my wife called and said, the team was bad and you need a haircut.
The team was bad and you need a haircut. God damn. Well, you gotta maintain some type of humor if you're in that position.
You know that an all-star team will be hesitant. They're a little out of shape.
Yeah.
You know what they're asking for is will they be coachable? Main thing from a coaching staff, you want to establish an identity. The identity of the team will definitely be from the defensive end of the floor. Anytime that you can put together Gary Payton and then Scottie Pippen along with Hakeem Olajuwon, you have three of the top 5 defensive players in this league. For Lenny State and his coaching staff, you just want them to play together, play as a unit, and every day improve. And that's why Lenny says, I got to give him a nickname. Might as well call him the Glove Squad because the glove man, of course, is Gary Payton. Now let's talk about time in the opponent tonight. This was a team that was winless in the 92 Olympics in Barcelona, but they made a huge jump. They were 8 out of 16 at the World Championships just 2 years ago. They are in the Olympics again because they won the Asian Games. What kind of team will we see from the People's Republic tonight? I think that first of all, people are going to be surprised at how tall they are. They have 3 players over 7 feet, 10 players 6'6" or better. They won the Asian Games 10 out of the last 11 times. You can see no player under 6'3", and also it's a young team. Their style of play is they love to get up and down the floor. They are very outstanding in the three-point shooting range. 4 positions will take the shot. They play 10 players. They only have an average inside game. Matched up against the USA, big question mark. Can they keep up with the speed and quickness? Can they penetrate and score with the USA shot blocking ability? And then the big question, what about transition defense? It should be a lot of fun for them and a great learning experience. Always a lot of interest in the Dream Team, but keep in mind, Ernie, that 400 million people are watching this game live on China Central Television. They're seeing it at 8 a.m. Thursday morning.
All right, Dick, and those hundreds of millions will be hoping for a major Len Meng Yi. That is a major upset if China can test the Dream Team tonight. And halftime will be back to introduce the newest member of the Turner Sports family. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Well, there you go.
Welcome back to Phoenix and America's West Arena, the home of the Phoenix Suns, for the third game in the 5-game tour of the Dream Team prior to the Olympics. As Ernie mentioned, 3-digit heat outside, but inside the Chinese are learning about what has been a great tradition here in Phoenix with the Suns, the Gorilla, who has entertained fans for so many years, also now part of USA basketball. Now the starting lineup for the game brought to you by Kraft. And what is interesting here is that Wu Weidong, the all-star player for China, is not in their starting lineup. For the United States, Gary Payton and Hakeem Olajuwon starting their first games. And of course, as you might expect, Charles Barkley still with the Phoenix Suns as of right now,
starting this game for the Dream Team with Reggie Miller and Grant Hill. Right now, let's send it over to Reggie T. Reggie?
All right, Dick, as you heard that thunderous ovation for Charles Barkley, I had a conversation with him about 2 hours ago about his possible trade to the Houston Rockets, but most of all, about coming back in this building, possibly being, for the last time, of being the man of the Phoenix Suns. The big thing is his emotion. He seemed a little bit on the uptight side. He tried to make it a business, but I know Charles very well, and this is a strange thing for Charles Barkley. Dick?
All right, thank you, Reggie. So here's Barkley with kind of maybe mixed emotions tonight.
Yeah, it's mainly, I feel, has he cut the relations or cut the cord from Phoenix? What happens if there is not a trade and you have to come back and play in the city? Naturally, he's looking possibly New York or Houston, but then again, you still have to be able to trade in return.
Gary Payton misses a three-point attempt, and Charles Barkley is fouled inside. So Barkley not wasting a lot of time, and one thing we have seen from Barkley, when he wants to, when he turns it on, watch out.
Yeah, well, you know, right there.
Damn, he elbowed that man in his chest.
Everything down inside, he'll play strong because he knows that there is a lack of shot blocking ability at the end of the Chinese end. So go strong and try to get 2 or 3.
The officials working tonight's game, both from the NBA, David Jones and Bill Spooner. As Barkley makes the first free throw. And it's 2-0 in favor of the Dream Team. Their next game will be Friday in Salt Lake City against the Australian Olympic team. And there you see Peyton McLove in action.
Well, you're going to see the United States Olympic team press quite a bit during the course of the Olympics.
And now the turnover on the pressure. Grant Hill misses inside. Reggie Miller fights in the corner, but it's turned over to China. So we're going to see the Chinese national team for the first time, and inbounding the ball will be Gong Shobin, and they start the game off with a full court press, and a foul is called against Gary Payton.
Well, you're going to see that China naturally does not run into this type of quickness, and in also quickness with size that the USA can put out on the floor. For Lenny Wilkins, it's an excellent way for him to get his team into shape.
So Payton committing a foul with the ball is Yu Wu, number 5, and the center is Tom Powell. He's 7'1", number 14. Here's Yu Wu inside to the big man. It's stripped away by Olajuwon. Barkley ahead of the field to Reggie Miller, and it's now 4-0 Green Team.
For China, this will be an education for them at the defensive end. Anytime that they shoot, they can't press 5 guys to the board and then leave the backboard unprotected.
Very poor passing.
Whereas Barkley crashes into our table and is fouled.
We have a miniature Niagara Falls here on our stat man, Marty Aronoff. Here comes Charles right into our table, trying to nail our statistician.
And does so in successful fashion. But fortunately, Hubie, you and I stay dry.
That's right. I love it. Marty only just bought 31 pens of all different colors.
Grant Hill with the jump shot, and the U.S. starting off 6-0 with a full court pressure. And Hubie, when you said at the top of our broadcast that the name of the game for the Dream Team will be defensive intensity. That's what Lenny Wilkins sees, that he's coming out strong from the start.
Well, you can see anytime that you have a dominating guy in your point guard like Peyton, it makes it so difficult for, you know, any team, a team even here in the United States in the NBA. You put together all of this quickness.
Basket and the foul. Here's Peyton again inside.
He's going against the captain of the team, and you can see that his quickness, they'll jump over the top of the Chinese here this evening.
4 turnovers already committed by the Chinese team. 9-0 at the start of this game, and Swen Yu, number 7, who is outstanding outside shooter. Most of the players are. But as Jimmy mentioned, they have a lot more size than people expected. Swen Yu has it blocked away. Number 7 is Swen Yu. And here is Wu Qinglong. Now he hits from outside. He is the oldest player on the team at 31, and he brings a lot of experience to this team.
Yes, and he's a very, very good three-point shooter.
Barkley inside, feeding Hakeem, and it is the 11-3. So the three-point basket is all China has to show in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Well, you have to look at this, Dick, and say, first of all, they're very nervous. They're in quite a bit awe of this team. And you can see it right there, the shot blocking and the quick.
3-on-1, and with the pass to Hill. The 92 team, which had a lot more experience, had more offensive firepower. This team has to rely more on defense to get their scores.
But you look at the outside guys when you had Magic, you had Bird, and you had also Chris Mullin, Clyde Drexler. You really had some key perimeter people.
And a three-point basket by Jung Woo. And he had averaged 51% from three-point range in the World Championship. And that's what this team started with back in '79 when they became a realistic international team. Barkley started inside by Jung Woo. And a scoop shot by Payton. And Gary Payton has 5 points for the Dream Team.
Anytime that you play against the United States team and you do not have an inside game, you're in a lot of trouble. Because now their quickness on the outside will just take you right out of everything you're doing. The only thing here the United States has to worry about is just being able to do not give them the uncontested three-point shot.
Downtown, the 7-1 center has not had a chance to handle the ball very much thus far. He knocks the ball away.
Yeah, they out there playing real nervous. But if they get that shit together and start rotating that bitch and hitting them threes, they in trouble.
And you see Charles dropping it right off here to a team. Now that you like. What you do not like is when they overpass and try to thread a needle and it ends up in turnover.
All right, here is Hu Weidang, who is the top player on the China team, and their best guard tandem, Liu Zhou-Yong and Hu Weidang, are in the game now. That is number 8, who is by far their top player, MVP in the Pro League in the All-Star game, and Lee, number 4, their point guard in his first year in international competition. Here comes the Dream Team again. Payton with an alley-oop to Barkley. Above his head and out of bounds, China's ball.
We tried to establish at the top. This is a very, very quick USA team. You're going to see the head fake, good ball fake, take it to the hole. See, no shot blocking there, and they're not going to contest. They think you're going to drop off the pass.
Number 8, that's the best player, Hu Weidang. And number 4, Lee Zhou-Yong. That should be the starting backcourt when the Olympics get underway. And a good call away by John Powell, the 7-1 center, showing a good touch.
Well, in the Goodwill games in Russia and then in the World games in Toronto, he shows a nice touch, but they very seldom pass him the ball. But
only handle it a minimal amount of time.
Oh.
In a crowd, and he makes it look easy on that one. 17-8. With nearly 5 minutes gone by, the Green Team leading China here in the first half.
well, this first group out there for USA, they're doing an excellent job defensively. They're cutting off the passing lanes, taking away the lane. They're only giving up perimeter shots.
Did they ever get serious defensively after that first half?
As a game against selection. Well, you have to give it Lenny the credit that he knew the 5 guys that could get the job done.
3 seconds on the 30-second clock. And the jump shot is right running down by Gong. And Gong, who is the hero of the Asian games, hit, and that's what they do best, hit the outside shot.
Well, he's a power forward, very big, 6'8", and he loves to shoot that three.
Barkley going baseline. And Hakeem banks it in. That was a tough basket by Hakeem, defense well. Green Team 7 out of 10 from the field to start this game. Hu Weidang guarded by Hill, now picked up by Olajuwon. Notice the trapping. And another 3-point basket, this one by Lee, the young player.
Well, he's a new point guard. They come from the team. The fellow who was the point guard at the Goodwill games and then also in the World games. And this young fellow right now is showing some promise.
Payton misses a 3. Meanwhile, China 3 of 5 from downtown. And that's a dribble by Hu off of the foot of a Green Teamer. And here is Reggie Miller from outside. He has yet to find the mark from long range. And there on the second effort, Reggie Miller gets the basket. But Reggie Miller really represents the only pure three-point shooter that the Green Team has.
Well, right now, the team is only 6 for 23. So you know that's a terrible percentage. And you're saying, Stockton can make them, Mitch Richmond, Reggie Miller, and then Payton is kind of sporadic as long as Pippen. The big thing right now is once they get their legs, we'll see a higher percentage.
We got one season, that's the coach, right now, and that's the way everyone has to look at it. So, it's obvious everyone out here can lead, or at wouldn't be here.
Everybody's a leader. I mean, I think me and John and Taylor are going to have to step up a little bit more to be a leader. I think when we handle the ball, I think the bigger guys know that.
Probably Charles more so because his personality. You know, he'll be the leader, probably the spokesperson of the team. And to be quite honest, I don't think anybody behind that.
Most of the players feel that Charles Barkley is the leader, and a lot of the young people have flocked to him, and he's given advice.
Well, I think that what he's trying to do is he's trying to make a very big impression. He's honored to be on the team, and he's looking to pick up a second goal. People forget that he has averaged more points than any American in the history of the Olympics, 18 points a game in 92.
Third turnover by the Dream Team. And the U.S. double team and his tip off of Lee. And over and back, he'll turn it over to the USA. Barkley has 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals thus far.
Well, in the early going, China's shooting 5 for 9 from the field. They're 3 for 5 and 3. U.S. 9 for 14. But points in the paint, 14-0 for U.S.
Barkley tried to make a crossover move, and Dong Xiaomin did a good job defending the baseline. It'll still be Green Team ball, and inbounding will be Grant Hill, who's starting his second game in this tour. Of course, he started before the home fans at the Palace at Auburn Hills on Saturday, and was 3 for 3 from the field. Here is Reggie Miller for 3, and he nailed it. Reggie Miller now with 7 points leads the Green Teams. They're up 24-13.
Well, if you notice, Reggie's wearing the goggles, and he feels that for right now, he has no blurriness in the area of the optic that he had fractured. He has no pain, but he wants to protect himself and wear the goggles for at least half the game.
So Lee, the young point guard, guarded by Payton. 4 on the shot clock, and Lee penetrating, and a left-handed move doesn't drop Elijah Wan, and Hill releasing inside, gets the basket. Grant Hill now with 6 points in the game, and all 5 starters have scored, with Miller leading with 7. Elijah Wan and Hill with 6 apiece.
As you're watching, you see that the China, oh, nice backdoor.
And the basket by Quinn Newton.
Well, he's an excellent scorer. In 95, he averaged 35 points a game in the professional league in China. Now, they've only had the league now for the last 2 seasons.
And that was in the first year. Elijah Wan working his way inside. Hakeem with 8 points. This is his first start. 4 for 4 from the field. And he came on strong in the second half against the select team last Saturday when the trio of Barkley, Elijah Wan, and Pippen, along with Payton, put on the defensive plan.
Well, the team was big down that stretch. You're right, Dick. In that last 20 minutes, he had 5 block shots.
Here's Lee getting a screen and hits the 3. So Lee Xiaoyong with his second from downtown. And Grant Hill getting 3. One thing China does not do well is play defense, and that is one of the things that they're always working on.
Yeah, the coach, you know, who's only 39 years of age, he's young at this. He's one of the all-time great players in the history of China basketball, but he admits that this is what must happen if they're going to get better. Defense and better rebounding.
This is a country that just had hard dirt courts until they built the floor just a couple of years ago. And there is the star of the team, Hu Weidong, who's their best three-point shooter. The Penny Hardaway, they call him, of the Chinese team.
I like his talent. Watching him practice for 2 days, Dick. You know, he really has some tools. MVP of the league, averaged 29 points a game during the season.
Here's Barkley working his way into a Hakeem. The combination of Hakeem Olajuwon and Charles Barkley has worked to a T thus far for the Green Team. They lead by 11, but China stayed in the game because of their ability to hit from downtown. They're 5 of 7.
Charles makes the game look easy, Dick. You know, anytime you play with Charles, if you move without the ball and you're open, he delivers the pass.
5 of 6 so far for Charles Barkley. Trying to tie up the big man, John Powell, and in fact gets the ball back. Payton to Miller, and Payton did not even have control of the ball when he got it over to Gary Payton. And the first of 2 timeouts called or allowed by a team called here.
Now just watch as Charles accepts the double team. As he comes back, you'll see the double team coming, and he just finds Olajuwon. Charles, one of the best passers in the history of the NBA game.
Mexico on the road. So the Dream Teamers hit the ground running and swinging here in Phoenix. David Robinson, John Stockton taking time for a round of golf. Not a bad swing. Let's see if John Stockton, a little shy. Indoors. Another story. Reggie Miller was found at the pool room taking on shooting star Jaleel White. White had a tough time finding his shot, but Reggie not only hit 3, but 4s, 5s, and 6s as well. Hakeem Olajuwon with 10 points, 5 for 5 from the field, and into the game, Mitch Richmond and Karl Malone is coming for the Dream Team.
Now China has come with a second 7-footer, but here he's the only Mongolian on this basketball team. He only has played basketball for 4 years. 7 foot, 264, the leading rebounder in the Chinese professional league. He is a very, very tough guy, 7'3".
2 7-footers, and we may see Juan Zhuzhou, who's an 18-year-old, who's going to be a big star. Here is Hu Wei Dong on the fast break, one of the few China has managed tonight, and has not managed to connect. That was a great rundown and intimidation at time by Grant Hill. Head of the field is Jung Woo, and a rough play up by Jung Woo, who is maybe the most intense player on the Chinese Olympic team. And he cuts the lead to 11 again, 34-23.
And you have to like their ability to get out. They're not afraid to push the ball.
Karl Malone. This is on the fall-away, and you can be sure that Malone and John Stockton will be in the starting lineup Friday at their home court at the Nova Town in Salt Lake City. That's the next start broadcast. Hakeem got a hand on Jung Woo, who's only 6'6", and that results in a basket by Grant Hill, who's in double figures with 10.
Dick, now come on, you didn't even mention it. Olajuwon never left his feet. He just put up his hand, blocked his shot, he bent his knees.
He went 73%, 16 of 22, and most of those layups on transition baskets. Less than 8.5 minutes remaining in the first half. And nearly losing the ball there was Liu Yugong. And he did, and here's Mitch Richmond going strong. Rebound by Malone. Fighting his way in, fouled, and the basket will count. Karl Malone, after Mitch Richmond made a strong move, and Shaquille O'Neal, a cheerleader thus far in this game.
Now just watch this ends up side by Hakeem. He's just standing in there. The point guard steps inside. All he did was reach up and block it as he stayed on the floor. Now you're going to see China step out here. See, they're always looking to push the ball. Now this is a great move. How about that? Did not take it up on the strong side, brought it up underneath the rim.
That's Jung Woo, 29 years old, who's 6'6", Scottie Pippen, making his first appearance for the Green Team. And the free throw by Malone completes the three-point play. There is Pippen. China, Olympic team still looking for their first visit to the free throw line of this game. Nearly 8 minutes remaining. Olajuwon blocks it out of bounds.
Now John Stockton got popped that time. See, he elbowed the dribbler, and he also got caught with a elbow right back into the face.
This is from the perimeter. Was Liu. And it'll be Dream Team ball. So Olajuwon has 3 blocked shots in his first start in this tour, and Karl Malone, again, having a good performance. Back to America West Arena, Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown. The Dream Team leads 39-23 with just under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Right now, let's send it over to Reggie.
Well, Dick, in that timeout, they sent for the American doctor because number 4 guard Lee Chao Young has got a scratch on his right eyeball, which is he's out of the game with ice on his eye. But the coach over here is always stressing every timeout about being concerned with guys having the jitters, going to the bucket hard, and not worrying about getting their shot blocked. Just play your game. We'll get better no matter what happens. Dick?
All right, Reggie, thank you very much. John Stockton, the point guard, and David Robinson is in the lineup now. Now to the big story, the turnovers of this game. Mitch Richmond with a good flash to the hoop, and a block inside and a foul. As Fakir made the block and missed the foul.
Well, I really like that rotation. China made a great move as Fakir came from the opposite side and actually blocked that shot. Now, Richmond has taken it strong to the basket. That's his third time that he's penetrated and gone hard. They're looking for the outside shot. Instead, the USA team are taking it off the dribble right to the rim.
Joe Wu, number 5 for China, committing his third personal foul. They're disqualified after 5 personals. And so, all of a sudden, China, with the injury to Lee and Jung, who's a swingman, may be short in that area.
Yeah, well, Lee is an excellent point guard, and that's a major loss for them. Now, as far as the other guys fouling out, they have 10 players that are all interchangeable, and I think they really don't care. You and I both saw them practice this morning, and you would think that was it for the day, and then they had to come back and play as team.
And they did the same thing yesterday. Scrimmages, the games, all the same to them. And there's John, and they probably violation. And you can credit the defense. Scottie Pippen rushing at the shooter. They haven't seen that either, and that's the 11th China number.
Yeah, he's a big-time scorer, Glenn, the number 5. And he always is looking to hit that three-point shot. We told you earlier, he averaged 35 a game 2 years ago when he was Chinese play.
Blocked by Wu Wei Don. Fine play. And he blocked it in the hands of Scottie Pippen. A little fancy dance stuff by the green team. Wei Don to Slim June and out of bounds. Well, China looks like a well-coached team.
Oh, they are. Now, step back, and you look at them in the World Games 2 years ago. They beat Brazil, and they beat Spain. They shocked the world. FIBA basketball in those 2 wins.
Well, you can see why they would give teams a problem here. And, you know, Bangladesh probably the best point guard this country has ever known. He knows about that position. Wu Wei Don with a quick 3 was knocked it in his face.
I love this guy. This guy's a great player. And you can see why he's MVP of the team, MVP of the All-Star team, MVP of the league. You can see he handles the ball extremely well for a guy 6'6". He can play backcourt, frontcourt, rebound, flip it off.
Averaged 28 points and nearly 6 rebounds in the China League. And there is another 3 by Jung Wu playing with 3 personal fouls. And 7 for 9 from downtown puts China very much in this game, down 41-29.
He's got to get on these guys. I mean, they are not hesitating. They like this style of play.
And another turnover. So the green team turning over a lot more now.
Send it down.
He will be in the slam dunk contest in Cleveland next year on All-Star. There you go. What do you think?
I love it. That's it. But that young fella, he really has talent.
China is on an 8-0 run after this shot.
Now, how about right here now? See, Pippen is just measuring that one, but Scottie still has that tendon in the leg, which is definitely giving him a problem. If that was an NBA playoff game, he definitely would have gone to the shot line.
Scottie told both of us he hopes to avoid surgery, by the way. Absolutely, at any cost.
Yeah, and he's playing, he's picking his spots. Atlanta is working nice backdoor.
And Pippen from Wisconsin. You know, it's interesting, Hubie, that Scottie Pippen coming into this game is 24 minutes than anyone on this team, and everyone thought he wouldn't play that much because of the bail.
Yeah, but if he didn't play that minutes, you know, the USA under-22 team, they might have pulled off that big upset on that through.
And then Lenny's wife would have sent him a harsher note, huh? They just cut your hair and the team was bad. That was Liu Yong with a 2-point basket for China, and David Robinson is fouled. With 5:27 to go in the first half. The TNT Green Team coverage continues Friday night in Salt Lake City when the Australian national team takes on the Green Teamers at 8 Eastern. That's Friday night right here on TNT. David Robinson shooting 2. There are 2 players named Wu. And when we give their names, it's the last name first. That's the way they do it in China. So with Wu Wei Don, Wu is his last name and you say it first. Well, Wu Xinluo, number 10, who is the oldest player at 31 back in the game for China, still have not gone to the free throw line.
Well, it's very difficult for them to get into the lane unless it's out on a fast break transition attack.
There's the veteran guard. Butler working against David Robinson, but Stockton gets the turnover as he forces it. Running down the 5 minutes remaining in the first half. 1-point lead for the Green Team. Their biggest lead was 18, and John Stockton with an arcing shot from the corner.
Now you can see the Green Teamers are hesitant in their offensive set. First of all, the center knew, the players are unfamiliar with one another's little idiosyncrasies, and you're going to expect that. But each game will get it, they'll get it smoother and smoother. But then, when they get to the Olympics, at least 50% or more of their points will come in transition basketball.
Johnson by Liu, and here's Karl Malone slipping it through. Karl Malone, veteran of the 92 Olympics, and from Stockton, who fans at Delta Center would like to see a lot of that Friday night. Nearly causing the turnover that time was Mitch Richmond. All over Slim June. And there's Baker from outside. And slapping the rebound away with Malone. Stockton, don't look past the count.
See, that's what they just cannot defend. And that is that once the USA makes the pitch out, and the pitch outs are almost a half court there, then if it's a 2-on-1, 3-on-2, athletically there's nothing they can do about it.
So the green team running off 8 in a row after China did the same thing a little while ago here in the first quarter, down to 3:45 remaining. Baker, the big 7-foot, 1-inch center, hitting from outside and missing, and David Robinson running the floor as he does so well. He came in shape, and Lenny Wilkins very impressed that he did, considering how early San Antonio was knocked out of the playoffs.
Absolutely. But I don't think David Robinson has ever averaged right over 12-month period.
Low pass to Young, and loses the ball. And another turnover. That's been the story here tonight. 13 turnovers already in this first half, and Scottie Pippen is fouled driving to the basket.
Now, Dick, we see Chinese right now. We see that they are, struggling getting back. You can see that they're tired. Now, to keep an eye right here on Scottie Pippen as he's moving here on this fast break. This is just a nice pickup, and then also David Robinson taking the defender out. Scottie sending it home with authority.
And we're going to get our first look now at the 7-foot 1-inch of Ryan Judd, 19 years old, just a couple of days ago. He is the youngest player and headed for stardom. Everyone feels in international play.
Well, there are a number of United States Division I teams trying to recruit him. He is a star defender. He averaged 5 shot blocks a game. The Army team won the championship for the second year in a row, going undefeated. And he is a defensive end. Watching him in the last 2 days, I have really been impressed with his athleticism.
54-33 and high above courtside, as the late and great Boston Celtics announcer Johnny Most used to say. Well, we have Ernie Johnson tonight, Ernie.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. Coming up in just a few minutes is the McDonald's halftime report. The doors to the free agent market swing wide open tomorrow. Less than 24 hours, we'll look ahead to that. And also, we will introduce you to the newest member of the Turner Sports family. You may move to the edge of your seats. Now, Dick and Hubie.
All right, Ernie, and the suspension is killing us. There's Shaquille O'Neal and Shaq and Penny Hardaway, the only three teamers yet to play in this game.
Well, look, anytime you play 20-minute quarters, this half is flying right by. We're inside of 3 minutes. Lenny Wilkins, this is his toughest job. You got 12 all-stars. How do you find the minutes? Then also shot attempts. What you're trying to do is find combinations. His strategy is to try to get to them early and knock them out early. Don't let them hang around.
Slim June hitting a three, and we are looking forward to that announcement coming up at halftime, seriously. Right, new addition to the Turner basketball group as Mitch Richmond drives and is fouled, and let's check in with Reggie Theus.
Dick, I was down at the U.S. bench, and Coach Lenny Wilkins is not concerned, but he's telling the guys that they have to stay together and continue to play through each play, cross underneath, keep the body moving, keep the motion going, and stay on top of them defensively. The biggest problem they have right now is themselves, learning each other, getting things down to a science.
And to be mentioned, Reggie, it's only been 10 days for Lenny Wilkins, and then going on the point that Ernie made about the free agency. Lenny Wilkins told his team, he said, look, I know your representatives will call you, you'll be talking about things. Let them do the work. You focus on this business of playing ball.
I know that's easy to say, Dick, but when you're dealing with the millions that these guys are going to command, who are free agents, it's difficult.
No, but I could. Okay. You and I could. Well, at least I could. There you go. You're like those guys. Another 2.5 to play in this first half, and you'd be right, very quick moving game. Those 8 minutes, that makes a big difference. Karl Malone defending on the side against Hall.
Anytime that you play a 40-minute game, you can see right now the United States shooting 74%, and most of it is coming below the foul line, taking it strong to the basket.
Now the turnover, Karl Malone. Stockton to Pippen for an easy one. Oh, he's doing it on the shoot. And that's who takes the highlight reel.
Well, people love to see all of that. Naturally, if you're playing on the Chinese team, you're not happy with that. But then again, not one of the players plus the defensive end of half court. They just allow it to happen.
Here's Joe Wu. Robinson the rebound. Scottie Pippen. Robinson. Oh. That would have been successive offensive forays by the two players. Karl Malone. And finally coming down with it is the Lucas Wall. Americans up 23 baskets in his first half and assists on 19 of them. That's good. Teamwork at his best. And a foul was good call.
So you're going to see the wide open floor, the unselfish play by Pippen. Here comes David, sending it home. You say, why is Lenny Wilkins so concerned whether they run out the offense? What he's trying to do, he keeps bringing up the point. They've only been together 10 days. They've been off for 2 months. You want them to get their game legs because then the perimeter shooting will improve. If you notice, they only have one perimeter field goal tonight outside of 17 feet. And it's been missing in the 3 games. But it will get better as they get in better physical shape.
When June on the line, and you saw on the graphics, the first time tonight that China has gone to the free throw line because Slim June was fouled in three-point territory by Stockton. He got 3 stops and made 2 of them. Here is Stockton, who is fouled by Wu Chin Long, who is the bulkiest. There was Gary Payton, who has had minor back problems. They've had to stretch a little bit, and that's why he is lying home on the bench.
Well, they say that Stockton's recovered. Gary still has a spasm. Scotty, we know, has a tendon area in the leg. And but the rest of the guys, they feel, are good enough to play no matter how many minutes. But remember, this is a shortened game from 48 minutes down to 40.
You know, it was great today when we saw the shoot-around. It looked like more Chinese players wanted to pose with John Stockton for photos than any other green team.
Well, that's because they were taller than him.
I knew they did.
Yeah, right. No, but let's say, would you like to be with the #1 guy in the history of assists? Over 11,000, 11.6 a game, and also the #1 steal man in the history of the NBA.
9 consecutive assist title for Bob Cousy's record set back in the mid-to-late 50s, early 60s. And a turnover thrown away by a line to do good.
Well, he's never seen this kind of half-court trapping. Now, you can see this unit just went to an automatic. It's like a 3-2 half-court trap. And what you have to do is not only find the free people, but then be able to deliver the pass.
Nick Richmond, who's been doing that all night, driving to the basket, gets rewarded with the hoop and the foul and a chance for a three-point play. Bring up to date on the scoring so far in the game. Elijah Wan and Hill each with 10. Reggie Miller has 9. And Richmond can make it 7 points if he connects.
This is a player who has not received his due across the country. You're talking about a guy who's been an all-star 4 years. He's been all-NBA second team twice, and all-NBA team third team 1 time. And you would never know it in the national recognition by people who are talking about players in this league.
When you talk to the coaches on the Dream Team, and they'll say his defensive intensity is something that maybe they didn't expect as much. Juan Jojo, the young 7-footer, has his shot deflected. Pippen to Malone. Robinson blocked by Jojo. The young kid came back with 19 and got a piece of it. You talked about his defensive exploit. Yeah, and Malone will go to the line. I'm impressed with that kid play. Jojo,
Just watching him in practice for 2 days. Now, they've been going in the morning and again at night. They worked so hard this morning. Now just watch as he recovers here. Now you're talking about a young guy who's 7'1". He led the Chinese professional league shot blocking by the game. In the Junior World Championships, he averaged 23 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 block shots. Now he's doing that against the best junior teams in the world. He has nothing but an upside, and maybe some team in the United States might be able to entice him to come to their college.
You know, many people may remember and they realize that there's a player on the China team who has performed before along with this named Ma John, who played in Asian Club Championships. He went to the United States, got out with UCLA. Rick Majerus had him in Utah for a little bit, and because he did not communicate with the Chinese Basketball Federation, they said, you're not going to be part of us. So a real fine player, not getting a chance to play in the Olympics, Ma John.
Yeah, he played for them in the Goodwill Games over in Russia.
Young with the shot, and the buzzer sounds, and that is the end of the first half. The Dream Team leading all the way, 62-38. And when we come back, we'll be joined by Ernie Johnson and Cheryl Miller upstairs when we return to Phoenix. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. And the third stop in the 5-game tour of the Dream Team before they begin against Argentina. A week from Saturday to start their Olympic drive. The United States leading 62-38 over China. Now, after you talked about how this team's getting a defensive sense and identity, and that certainly was the case in the first half of this game against China.
11 steals, 6 block shots. That's terrific for a half. Very important at the offensive end. 24 field goals, 20 assists. Very little one-on-one basketball. They're getting in shape, they're having fun, and everybody's playing hard.
Well, look at the halftime stats brought to you by IBM, and you'll see that in the shooting department, with the big lead, the 24-point lead, China only 14 of 31 for 45%. The U.S. 24 of 37 for 65%, but again, the turnovers and the points off of turnovers, the difference so far.
Yeah, you know that's how it's going to be, and we said at the top, the transition defense for any team from FIBA versus the United States will always be the key, whether they can hang in the game. You say, well, how do you stop that? You must shoot a high percentage, and you must have 2 guys and possibly 3 back defensively.
And we'll be back with the second half of tonight's game here at America West Arena after these messages. And with the United States leading by 24 points at the half over China, let's get a report now from Reggie Theus.
All right, Dick, at halftime, the coach, Gong Lu Ming, is really pretty happy about the way his team is playing. He's worried about them having the jitters. And you have to remember, to these guys, the U.S. team, they're celebrities, so yes, they're going to be afraid to play. He wants them to get a little bit more inside and play a little more aggressive on the inside. The other side of the story, for the USA team, they know they can blow this team out, so it's a little bit hard for them to go 110% at this moment. Dick?
All right, Reggie, and Shaquille O'Neal making his first appearance in the game, a jumping center, and it's controlled by China, and turned it over into the hands of Mitch Richmond. As we start the second half, Charles Barkley gets the basket. The feeling in the China basketball world is if the team loses by 20 points, they would consider that a moral win. 30 points, well, not so good, but 40 points, I think, like what they did with Brazil, would really cause consternation over there.
All right, and it's very, very important 5 minutes for them that they get something going here, Dick. And they're playing 2 7-footers in there now.
Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal, we didn't see action in the first half. Start the second half for the Dream Team. And there is Wang Jinja who hits the jumper, again showing the touch. The big men do have a touch on his side.
Nice penetration by Flynn and a beautiful pass from traffic.
Richmond, this is from outside, and it's kicked in. Charles Barkley will have 6 points. So Barkley starting the second half, along with Grant Hill, Mitch Richmond, Penny Hardaway, and Shaquille O'Neal.
Nice.
Barkley ties them up. Barkley maybe 6, maybe a little less, but he timed his shot perfectly, and a jump ball was on to good.
Now you're being very charitable. Now just watch here as O'Neal goes to the block, Barkley goes up, and then he gets the piece. 6'4.5". Charles does the shot.
Bacher from the corner for China.
Now they have the 2 7-footers in there with their best 3-point shooters on the perimeter.
Driving the baseline and a foul. And Bacher does not agree with that foul as he is called with it. Barkley went baseline.
Now this is just a beautiful play. You're going to see the defense recover and then the kick back out, and the big fella, 19 years of age, just turned 19 2 days ago.
The U.S. has led all the way, going up by 18 with 7 minutes to go and a half. And China's three-point shooting, as you talked about, cut the lead to 10. But the U.S. finished on a 19-5 run for their lead. 24 points, that's what it is right now. Barkley shooting over the young second player, hits the jumper. Charles Barkley maybe playing his last game at America West Arena as a member of the Phoenix Suns. All sorts of reports that he's going to be traded to Houston, but he apparently wants out. Now has 8 points. Flynn misses the shot. Grant Hill leads it for Hardaway. Play by the Green Team.
That was a beautiful give and go. Very unselfish move by Penny.
Hill is 6 of 7 from the field. Grant Hill with 12 points in the game. Really getting into the flow of the Green Team activity in their third game. Don't look pass again. We've seen a lot of it, but intercepting in front of the track was Batur.
Batur has done a nice job. He's really held his own on the boards and in the lane.
Two-way Dong. This is a 3. Dong had 8 points in the first half. Shaquille O'Neal was fouled. By the way, the leading scorers in the first half.
Now, he got hit that time, except he traveled also. He got his weight. Just keep an eye on this fast break. Now, as you get the kickoff right here, watch how Penny returns the pass. Beautiful give and go.
And free throw by O'Neal is good. Lenny Wilkins telling us yesterday at lunch that practice is over, and there is Shaquille O'Neal working on a free throw shoot.
Shaq, during his career, is 57% in 4 years in the NBA. He was 53% at LSU. He puts in an hour and a half every night during the playoffs, and the off games at home with the shooting. It isn't because of lack of effort. He really works at his game. Unfortunately, that's right. Unfortunately, ball is not dropping for him.
On a turnover, Green Team again has it. Mitch Richmond.
Little zone here now.
A little more than 3 minutes going by here in the second half, and the careless play Hardaway trying to get into Barkley with a little bit too much mustard on that day.
To me, it's interesting, Dick, that we have not seen China play them. Whether they play a 1-2-2, whether they play a 2-3, but at least give the U.S. a different look.
That was Hardaway from Mitch Richmond on a quick pass back by the Sacramento King. As you mentioned, certainly making a name for himself, and the Kings did. They played Seattle very tough in that first round of the playoffs this year. 1-2-2 against Shaquille O'Neal. Deterred and finally fouled. Look how thin he is against Shaq, and he was not afraid to go in there. 100 pounder.
Well, you're only talking 220 pounds. Shaq is 330, and you can see right here, he's trying to do an up and under move. Shaq only fouled him 4 times. That's all. But at least the young guy continues to do his move by the book. All right.
He is fearless. 19-year-old fearless player. The Washington Huskies, Georgetown, Marquette, and Clemson are 4 schools who have shown interest in good.
Are you one of these recruiting?
No, I know who I recruit for if I do it, but I don't want to say. Pass inside, intended for O'Neal, and Barkley gets hit as he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Charles Barkley mixing it up inside under the hoop.
You know, you look at Charles in the past year, he's accomplished so much. He's been on the All-NBA team, first, second, or third team in 11 of his 12 years in the league. But the key stat for Charles this year, 20 points, 20,000 points, 10,000 rebounds. Only 10 guys in the history of this league have been able to do that. Now that's impressive.
Yes, it is. 5 assists in this game, and Charles who told Cheryl Miller after Game 1, after the split 96-90 win over the select team, he says, we're not trying to kill these guys. We'll do that through a foreign country. So the chances are slim that Charles will be a diplomat when his 20 days are over.
Now, you got to give the under-22 team a lot of credit. They played great basketball. They shot the ball well on the perimeter, and Brother Knight was just outstanding breaking down defense.
Batur trying to work it inside to Juju. Quick hand. And here's Batur from the baseline. And Juju picks it in.
Now, I like this lineup to China. These 2 7-foot guys are very active. And then these 3 perimeter guys can make the shot. This is a nice lineup for China.
And they got their best player, Wu Wei Dong. That foul is the 4th on one.
Now you're going to see now watch the big fella coming right inside there. You can see he has beautiful hand control, and he's a very good foul shooter.
Wang Lo commits his 4th foul, and Vic Richmond, this is the first free throw, or Penny Hardaway, that is. And Hardaway, 1 out of 2. So Penny Hardaway, who started and played 18 minutes against Brazil, not seeing any action until the second half of this one. Middle game paid a visit to the Nike campus here in Portland. Nike is China's marketing representative, but on the court, they were China's competition. And of course, many foreign teams are getting ready for the Atlanta Olympics training in the United States. And here they are. We've already seen Croatia and Lithuania.
I'll take the Chinese team played 2 games against Nike All-Stars. They're playing the USA Olympic team tonight. They're going to LA to play Magic Johnson's All-Star team. And then also a Los Angeles Lakers free agent team. So they're playing their 5 games.
Steal by Penny Hardaway. And he's got the blue.
See, it's almost unfair when the United States put the 3 quick guys out there. And everyone is 6'6" and interchangeable. And then you anchor them with Barkley up front with a quick like this. And then you have O'Neal in the back for a shot clock.
Here's the backdoor play, and Jung going to the basket is fouled. By the way, China's going to be playing in the LA Summer League starting next week. That'll be a great experience for them.
Nice block by Charles. Charles is doing an awful lot of little things here this evening. Not only the block shots, he's doing a good job in the assist category with 5, and he's making a lot of things happen.
You know, he told Reggie Theus at the top that he wasn't really emotional about playing what could be his last game on this floor as a member of the Suns, even though he's playing on the Dream Team. I'm not so sure that deep down inside, in that long well, after all the years he played with the Suns, that there is a feeling there.
Well, look, they did get to the finals with Charles, and unfortunately they came up short. He's had an incredible career here. The building is built not only because of Charles, but also because of the other talented players here. But he has a real feeling. I think what everything comes down to is you want to be appreciated at this time, and do they rip up your contract, or do they move you, and then hopefully someone else will rip up your contract.
Shaquille O'Neal with a turnaround, and a rebound by Batur. But there's no question that Charles Barkley has been outspoken in his feeling that the welcome mat is gone here.
Well, I don't think he liked the fact that they were shopping him around and he got into the newspapers, and then he was saying, well, how come I can only bring nephew players of that type of notoriety?
Barkley did a great job on the 7-footer Batur there. Here's Charles going for and a standing ovation from much of the crowd here at America West Arena. It will be a farewell, of course, for Charles Barkley, who now has 11 points. Green team up 79-48 there. Chicken at 31 points.
Now you're going to see it here right now. See, Charles is playing him with a lot of enthusiasm. Now he's giving away 8 inches right there with Batur.
And he's defending against him again and knocks the ball away. And it'll still be China's ball, but Barkley very nearly forced a turnover.
Lenny Wilkins made a good point. If the player's on a roll, he'll allow him to stay in the game. Otherwise, he's going to try to stay with his rotation. A different starting unit at halftime, over the starting unit that opened up the open attack.
Hardaway rolling pass and hit Richmond on the layup. And you're right, this is not an all-star game. People should be aware of that. This is an Olympic team, and if you're on a roll, you're going to play. Wu Wei Dong into Batur. 20 21-year-old Baker. Two young 7-footers. And here's Grant Hill as he beats DeJong Wu to the basket. Grant Hill now with 14 points. He's the high scorer tonight as the U.S. 35-4. We're down the edge on the basketball.
Well, see, this is a good indication for China. They continue to play up-tempo. They're shooting a little bit too quick. When you shoot too quick and you don't make your shots, then what you're doing is playing to the United States quickly, and they're getting hammered. Nice pass.
Shaquille O'Neal. And they're putting on a show now. 85-48. With just under 13 minutes remaining in the second half. 27 assists by the U.S. team.
Nick, you only get 2 timeouts a half to beat the basketball. And we all know right now they need a timeout before their confidence is totally shattered. Right? You want them to regroup right now. Talk to them about shooting too quick and trying to stop turning the basketball.
Here's O'Neal. Jack trying to take it the distance. This was last time down.
Now this is just a great pass right here. Double off this big fella. Thunder dunk. Well, it's fun time here.
And a timeout has been called by China, so as good coaches do, they think alike. And China's calling a timeout to get themselves together. Big lead for the U.S. Team's upcoming field of the schedule brought to you by Sprite. Jimmy and I and the gang will be with you Friday at 8 o'clock from Salt Lake City as Australia is the flow. You'll see it here on TNT at 8 o'clock. Sunday, the Dream Team concludes their pre-Olympic schedule against Greece from the Hoosier Dome and Indianapolis at 1 o'clock on NBC. But Friday, we'll be back against the Australian team. Andrew Gage. Remember him from the college ranks?
Oh, Seton Hall. Very big start. Played in the NCAA final game with Seton Hall when they lose by 1 point to the University of Michigan.
And so Australia will be the foe for the United States, leading by 37 points. Scottie Pippen has come into the game. He scored 5 points in the first half. Hands into a rising one from Scottie Pippen, or that is O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal. And O'Neal now with 5 points, but he certainly, along with Barkley, has gotten a rise out of the crowd in the second half. 16-10, the U.S. dominating China in the paint. China's had to rely on the three-point shot. They've been pretty successful early in the first half with that. Good. Youngster double team. Now to Jong Wu. And a three-point shot. Barkley quickly out to Penny.
The United States team has done a terrific shutting down the three-point shooting. At halftime, China was 8 for 13. This half, they have not been able to make a three.
Back up the basket. And Penny Hardaway committed the foul for the United States. Let's send it over to Reggie Theus right now.
Well, Dick, if you've noticed, the U.S. team is still keeping their intensity level up. That's because Willie Wilkins keeps preaching to play the game and not to score. He also has been telling to keep going to the basket every time China shoots because you can knock it off the rim. It's not like NBA rules.
Nick? All right, Reggie, thank you very much. Well, I think the wake-up call came against the select team. When they fell down by 17 in the first half, they said, we don't want to see even a scare like this. Doesn't matter who the opposition is. Let's go all out. That's the only way you're ready for this.
Anytime you only play 20-minute halves, right, it's a shorter game. You cannot allow the team to get out on the roll and get confident and then milk the clock and slow the game down. That would be the worst. That like Lenny's strategy, get out, press early, get on him, and the big hey, this team, I'm telling you, he can shoot inside, make foul shots, just as he shot close to the three.
I need 4 schools. Maybe there's 24 more that are watching this that are interested in lining Georgia to play college basketball in the United States. That basket by Penny Hardaway, who has 7. Nick Richmond has 11. Remember, he had 21 to lead the Green Teamers against Brazil on Sunday. And Hu Wei-dong is fouled in three-point territory by Charles Barkley, and he'll go to the line to shoot 3.
Now, Hu Wei-dong came in off the bench in that first half. Their best player. He played limited amount of minutes. 11 minutes for him. It's a low amount. But he came in with 8 points. And I'm just interested interesting. He's not been able to really get going here. You can see Charles pushing people around. You know, he's just manhandling everybody. And let's face it, they're getting away, the USA's getting away with a lot of physical contact.
Two-way Don, driving to the hoop, knocked away. Carl Malone and Reggie Miller checked in as Scottie Pippen, changing hands, gets the layup on the fast break. And it's 96-52 in favor of the USA. So it's Scottie Pippen, Penny Hardaway, Reggie Miller, Karl Malone, and Shaquille O'Neal on the bench for the Dream Team right now. Running out of 10 minutes remaining, halfway through this second half. And Little Houston from the corner. Little pinball action. Through up, and Shaq gets another easy one. He's got 9. David Robinson enjoying the game from the bench, and very possible that Robinson will be in the starting lineup Friday against Australia from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City.
It allows everyone a chance to play, and by each game, everyone will have a chance to start the game
alone. And you know he'll start the game Friday along with John Stockton. Gives the U.S. a 100-52 lead, and that is their largest big margin of the game, 48 points. So remember, they beat Brazil by 41. So this isn't what China had wanted. They knew they weren't going to win the game. It's out of hand right now. Score-wise. On the turnover, Penny. And gives it back off the glass to Scottie Pippen.
You know, what you're seeing right now, you have to remember the 92 team, Dream Team won. They had a differential of 43.5 points. They scored 75% of their points in transition. Exactly what you're seeing here this evening. The key thing is forcing the turnovers, the steal, getting out the open floor.
50-point lead for the U.S. as O'Neal black flag, and it'll still be China's ball. The U.S. shooting 72% from the field. And most of those baskets inside as Wu Xin Wong, number 10, and Dong Xiaoyi, number 15, check into the game. As Bater, who has played well, 7-footer. We've seen 3 of them tonight for China. And Zhang Wu. Coming outside is Zuzha, Wang Zuzha. Pass off the hands of O'Neal. Turns it over.
If I was going to critique the Chinese team, I would take them aside, and you can see the scoring by the half. Now, what's missing in the second half? Well, they can't make a three-point shot. In the first half, you make 8. Well, now all of a sudden you can't. Well, if you don't have an inside game, how else can you score against this type of talent? But you can see where they would not be intimidated by any team from FIBA. You can see right now, they move the ball, they have some nice plays, they'd be able to get inside scoring against the other FIBA teams, which is not existent here this evening. But I would take them aside and say, look, don't shoot the ball so quickly at 30 seconds. You know, milk the clock a little bit. Make the United States play a longer period of time on defense, and you'll still get a good shot.
See, the Dream Team's in a class of their own. But remember, this team was 8 out of 16 in the World Championship. And all they have to do is do well against the rest, and they're finished. So you can't jump them against the USA.
Well, the other thing is they're not going to play against this type of athletic quickness or jumping ability, which leads to shot blocking. Those 3 key elements are not going to be there when they play the other team in the Olympics.
Although the U.S. and China are in the same Pool A when the Olympics do get underway. Penny Hardaway leads the game. Gary Payton is back in there, so now it's Gary Payton and Reggie Miller in the backcourt. Shaquille O'Neal to center with Karl Malone and Scottie Pippen on the free throw line. We make 1 and a 2. And a timeout with 7:53 to go in the game. 103-52, the U.S. team. Side of USA basketball is the women's team. They're undefeated in exhibition play at 51-0, led by stars Lisa Leslie and Cheryl Swoop.
I feel like we are just as good as the men. And a lot of people either don't realize that or don't understand that. And I think this is going to be the perfect opportunity to show them.
And what a classy team that is, the U.S. women's team. This is their pre-Olympic schedule. They go against Italy at Indianapolis and training in Orlando, and then they arrive in Atlanta July 17th. President Clinton is going to pay them a visit. I think that's a great thing.
Well, I think this is a great accomplishment. They're 51-0. They were 26-0 against 8 of the 11 teams that will be in the Olympics. They did not play Brazil. Now, Brazil